Who said there's no fights on this Saturday night? Of course there are. Cage Fury Fighting Championships CFFC 113 is here at Parks Casino in Bensalem, Pennsylvania. Hello to everybody on Twitter and on YouTube. Of course, we'll be on UFC Fight Pass a little bit later tonight. Full night of action. Let's just get it started, shall we? We kick off the night at welterweight with Philadelphia's own Lee Moringo seeking his amateur debut against New Jersey's Sage Gomez, who's looking for his first win. Let's get these welterweights heading to the cage. Well, John Morgan with you as always at CFFC. Got a new face in the booth tonight. Joe Piper is here tonight. Joe, happy to have you here, my man.
Yeah, thank you for having me. It's a great opportunity. Having fought for CFFC and now being able to commentate alongside, you know, one of the best questionnaire people I've had the pleasure of encountering.
Well, thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I appreciate that. What a year it's been for you. We'll see who can make statements like your own tonight. Sage Gomez, the first fighter walking to the cage tonight, did make his debut about 15 months ago. He suffered a loss there, decision loss, but of course in the amateur ranks, that's what you're looking to do, get that experience. And in 15 months, listen, you can make a ton of changes in 15 months.
Of course, man, this is an ever-evolving game if you want to be the best, and sometimes having that first loss out of the way is one of the biggest blessings to have. You know, he looks like he's in phenomenal shape right now, so I expect this kid to come out pretty hot.
Fighting out of Vineland, New Jersey. There's a nice little car dealership in Vineland, New Jersey, isn't there?
Yeah, just partnered with RK Chevrolet myself, and actually, fun fact, that is where I was born.
Is it really?
Yeah, that's where I grew up.
Perfect fit, man. I love it. All right, Sage Gomez, as you can see, kicking things off in the next-gen division. Let's get his opponent walking to the cage as well. Lee Moringo making his amateur debut tonight. Now listen, if you're a hardcore CFFC fan, you might say, wait, I've heard that name before. Well, Lee Moringo has made a couple of appearances for Fury Professional Grappling, so we've seen him here at the submission grappling events. Now he's making his MMA debut. Philly's own as well, so you know a little something about the school, the area that this man is coming from?
Actually, fun fact is that I met Sean Brady there, and I was about 11, 12 years old, and he was probably 15, 16 years old, so that's how I met Sean Brady at Semper Fi.
At Semper Fi MMA.
Yeah. And Jorge Rosario's in his corner, and they were always super kind to me, so.
That is awesome, and it's so cool because, you know, these young athletes are seeing guys like you, guys like Sean Brady. Once you've seen somebody do it in the path that you're in, you know, oh, wait, I can do that. This is not some far-fetched dream. I've seen somebody else do it. I can do that too.
Yeah, man, this is not as far-fetched. Exactly. You know, those are the perfect words. This is something that you have to, you know, be resilient in and you know, chase it down relentlessly to be able to get an opportunity.
Lee Moringo, as we said, he has been under the bright lights before with Fury Professional Grappling, so maybe that'll help him feel a little more comfortable tonight in his amateur debut. We'll have 2-minute rounds tonight. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this welterweight contest that kicks off our night. As you can see, the youngster in Moringo, just 20 years old. Sage Gomez will have that height advantage, both comfortably under the welterweight limit. Let's take it up to our man, Dr. David Sarnoff, to get the official introduction.
Tonight, this bout is scheduled for 3 2-minute rounds in the next-gen welterweight division. This bout has been brought to us by Jack's Clothing. Now, standing to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 167.9 pounds. Fighting for Beacon MMA out of Vineland, New Jersey, Sage Punch Monkey Gomez. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 167.6 pounds, making his fighting debut, fighting for Semper Fi MMA out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, Lee Moringo. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Gasper Papichulo Oliver.
I mean, we got Papi Chulo, we got Punch Monkey in there. We got.
Was it Punch Monkey or Clench Monkey?
Oh, was it? Oh,
I don't know. I was cracking up.
We're about to find out. As you see in the next-gen division, you will have the added padding on the leg here. They're not using that. Coming out swinging early.
Yeah, he's already got a nasty cut under his left eye. Gomez does.
Oh, yeah.
Or I'm sorry, Moringo.
Early cut. We'll see if that affects things again. 2-minute rounds in the next-gen division starting out.
Automatically, you see immediately. I think there's a big gap in size here between these two. Just my personal opinion.
Yeah, you saw the 3 inches on the tail of the tape, and it's really playing out. It looks even more in there. Boy, that cut is getting worse by the second.
Yeah.
Unfortunate for Moringo in his debut. And
that's a nice body shot.
He's swinging back. Oh, took another couple big shots there. Big knee to the body as well. Oh, right hand as they break apart there. Joe, I mean, in your first fight to have a cut like that, I mean, it's got to be a little bit mentally distracting for you.
Yeah, I think it's a lot. It's a lot for him to be able to handle right now, just for the simple fact that you know, this kid's got a little bit of an experience edge on him. Having been in there, understanding the feelings, and honestly, he is very big. They do not look like they belong in the same weight class.
Pretty wild. Both of them were under that 170-pound limit, but you're right. As you see them side by side, Gomez just looks massive in there. Oh. Another big shot lands. Oh, big right as well. 30 seconds remaining in this opening round.
Moringo's hard right now, man. Taking a lot of shots.
Oh, another big hook lands there. Throwing the knees to the body as well.
Hey, over liver body.
Low kick there from Moringo.
You know, having seen Moringo on the grappling event, I would like to see him trying to get this fight to the ground.
Did land a nice right hand there late. Oh, that's answered. Final seconds to go out the clock. Action-packed round 1, but Joe clearly a round that went in Sage Gomez's favor.
That's a nasty cut.
Immediately they go to address that. And you could walk us through some of that action that we saw here in round number 1, Joe.
Yeah, I just think I think Gomez is just getting in his face really early, making sure that pressure. You know, being a new guy, a lot of newcomers don't know how to deal with guys that are so forward pressure. He just did a really good job of throwing a couple combinations. You know, he's not just throwing one shot. You know, I would like to see Moringo get this fight to the ground, just so that way he's not taking so many unanswered shots. But great round for Gomez. Great round.
Still real early in both these gentlemen's careers, so we'll see what happens in round 2. I mean, it's funny you say a 2-minute round if you've never competed in MMA. You might say, 2 minutes, what's that? No, your adrenaline is dumped at this point. It is exhausting, especially this early in your career.
Yeah, it definitely feels like an eternity. I remember even being an amateur myself and feeling like, oh my God, there's still one more minute. But kind of got used to it as I went on. Definitely helped.
All right, as we move into round number 2, Sage Gomez clearly going to keep doing what he's doing. You can see the damage under that left eye of Lee Moringo. As you said, Joe, you got to think Moringo's trying to get an entry and get this fight to the floor.
Yeah, I think if he's smart, being the grappler that he is, I would like to see him try to get it to the ground, maybe tire out Gomez a little bit. You know, fighting that range is really just not working for him right now. But round 2.
Both seem to have plenty of energy right now. Oh, another right hand, big, as you say, those combinations. But there it is, the takedown. But Gomez rolls to the top. Moringo got inside on the takedown, but Gomez just swept right through it, and now he's in the dominant position.
Great reaction by Gomez, honestly.
And I think Gomez wisely there didn't even bother to engage on the ground, right? Like, let's just go ahead and go back to the feet.
Yeah. Keep it where you're winning, you know. Don't change it up. If you're winning, you're having success, stay there.
Jasper Oliver taking a look at that cut. You can see he's watching. It's not in a place that it's going to stop it, but let's remember, of course, in an amateur bout, if there's some damage there that maybe you might not stop in the pros, you might think about it here in the amateur ranks.
Yeah, you don't want a fighter to suffer some cut that's going to hinder the rest of his career. That it just opens up with a touch. Try to limit that as much as possible. This is the amateurs, and he is a young kid, so.
Shot in there on the double, but addressed well from Gomez. He backs up to the cage. See if Moringo can string anything together, but no. Back to the center, and that's got to be a little bit frustrating for Moringo. He's had a couple really good entries, but just hasn't been able to make much out of it.
I like seeing Gomez go to the body with these knees. You know, he's being very effective. I see him landing those a lot. And credit to Moringo for being able to take these, because they are pretty clean.
Boy, that damage under the left eye, it's not just a cut now. I mean, you're seeing some bruising and swelling already. I mean, it's not like it was just one shot that landed there. He's landed there repeatedly.
Yeah.
To Moringo's credit, though, swinging back. You heard the clapper there. Final seconds here of round number 2, ticking off the clock. Ends on the feet, and I guess guess I'd say a better round for Moringo, and the fact that he did get some injuries, and he did get the takedown, but he didn't keep it at all. Still probably another round in the books for Gomez.
Yeah, 100%. I would have it 2-0. Gomez is just doing really well at being able to put a couple of combinations together.
Take a look at some of that action from round number 2 again. Non-stop action.
Yeah, that was just really good timing on Gomez's part, just to roll with it as he got in. That was a good combination.
Well. Yep. It still looks pretty calm there in the corner.
Yeah, he looks excited to be here, man. He looks like he wants this fight and he wants to win. So this will be his first taste of victory if he keeps doing what he's doing, I'm sure.
Sage Gomez, I would think clearly up 2 rounds to none, as you said, Joe. So we'll see if he can just continue to do what he does. And meanwhile, Lee Moringo, a lot of damage under that left eye, but showing some heart. He says, let's go, let's hit it. I love it. Let's put on a show for these fans.
Oh, nice. There we go.
Goodness, look at the way he just shucked that single aside.
I think that has a little bit to do with he's a big boy in there.
I agree. I mean, the power that he's shown in there, unbelievable. That was just out muscling somebody.
Yeah, that was just, hip down and whizzer.
To his credit, again, Moringo still moving forward. His left hand to the body there, not backing away.
Nice. Moringo had a good combination there. Right hand body, right hand head.
Right hand down the middle. Might have to cut that hair at some point. He's wiping away the hair last. Somebody might have to trim it up just a little bit. Other than that, pretty flawless performance.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the right hand, the left hurt him as well. Moringo shakes it off there. Looked like he was briefly wobbled. You see the damage on that left eye continues to just get worse and worse. Sage Gomez putting on an absolute clinic on the feet tonight.
Moringo's going to be a problem as he matures. He's got a chin and he's taking some crazy shots right now. If he understands, he's got to get a little bit bigger if he wants to stay in this welterweight division, in my opinion, or go down a weight, but he's definitely going to be a problem.
Oh, big shot to the body there as well. Yeah, it looks like Gomez cut down and came back up, and Moringo's just at his walking around weight.
Yeah. Could they be weighed in at 167 before? Oh, wow.
Big shot late.
Oh, he wobbled him.
Moringo not giving up. Oh, my goodness. What can we see in the final seconds?
Let's go.
Battling it out.
That kid's a tank. Oh, my God. That was good. Wow.
What a finish.
What an amateur fight.
Unbelievable way to start the night at CFFC 113.
Oh, man.
Wow.
Just as we were talking about him coming back and being a problem, and he comes out there and rocks him.
I love it.
Nice.
You got to think Sage Gomez is going to walk away with the win, but for Lee Moringo, to show that type of heart and resiliency and push till the end, fun stuff. Fun stuff. And what a way to start the night at CFFC 113. If you like that on Twitter and YouTube, you need to be signed in for Fight Pass later. Take a look at some of this action. Walk us through it, Joe.
Yeah, he gets in. He just gets that wizard and just hips over, man, and just throw him. I just think he's a little bit too big. And oh man, he caught him with that right hand over the top, got him his legs a little bit wobbled. And here comes Moringo. Oi, man, that was nice. He kept that 1-2 in his face, man. He found that shot, put him down. And then they're both slugging it out, man. It's very fortunate to be able to see a fight like this, especially in the amateur stage where they just kind of let it fly, man.
Unbelievable, leaving it all out there, bringing the crowd to their feet early on.
What a great first fight.
Yeah, that just sets the tone. Just shows you the quality of athletes that are out here in this area, and so many up and coming. And when you see talent like that at an amateur level, they've got bright futures ahead.
Yeah, that kid's only 20 years old. Moringo's only 20 years old. That's huge. Especially being that's his amateur debut. You couldn't have, he's obviously going to be upset that, he probably knows he's not getting the win. But I mean, listen, you can't have a better debut than that. You got out there, you got tested, and now you can take a shot and just go back to the drawing board and get better and come back and show them what you can do. that finish.
I think Moringo would have been successful against a lot of people not named Sage Gomez tonight. Just Gomez was on a mission.
100%. 100%.
Get a little time for that damage to heal up onto that left eye, man. He got picked apart there. Fun stuff. What a great way to start the night. Flex, young man. Gonna pick up his.
Gomez is, what, 26?
26, yeah.
Yeah, man. He's.
All right, we've got the scores in. Let's take the other man, Dr. David Sarnoff, to make it official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge 1 has the fight 30-27. Judge 2 has the fight 29-28. Judge 3 has the fight 30-27. For your winner by unanimous decision, out of the blue corner, Sage Punch Monkey Gomez.
Phenomenal work there from Sage Gomez. Picks up his first win. And man, like you said, I mean, how much can you improve in 15 months? At this stage of your career, you're really able to make big improvements in time like that. And man, Sage Gomez looked absolutely phenomenal tonight. We take a look again. Joe, impressive stuff.
Yeah, man, I mean, Gomez came out hot. He really utilized those knees, and he kept going for that jab right hook that seemed to be finding its mark. And I think that's what initially opened up that cut. Really good takedown defense, really good reversals. So, you know, Moringo never really got to get his grappling going. And, you know, I mean, ultimately, I think the pressure is what got him the victory. He never took a back step, you know, besides when he got dropped with that one right hand.
I was going to say there was one back step. It was that one there, but that just made it exciting. What a way to finish the night. And we've got Sage Gomez now ready. Sage, absolutely incredible performance. I guess just talk to us first. How are you feeling? Got the first win.
I feel great. I feel like I'm exactly where I want to be, doing what I want to do. I know where I want to go. I'm so grateful for this opportunity to fight. And to be able to perform like that, it's so exciting to me.
Look, absolutely incredible on the feet tonight, and dealt with the grappling advance as well. I mean, is that kind of how you saw things playing out tonight?
Yes. We believed he was going to try to grapple. I was ready for anything. I was ready for the fight to go anywhere. I prepared for everything, so I was ready to fight anywhere, and that's what I did. I was able to stop the takedowns. I could have continued if I wanted to, but I had success on the feet, so I stayed there.
Nearly flawless, of course, but credit to Lee Moringo pushing to the end. Caught you late in the third. I mean,
yeah.
I guess, you know, how much respect you have for him not going away and catching you late.
Those are the moments where we make each other better. He made me better there. When he hit me, I had to ask myself a question. You ready to fight? And I did. Threw back. We were there. What was it, the last 10 seconds? And, yeah, we made each other better there. I'm sure we'll make each other better in the future as well.
I love it, no question about it. Well, Sage, impressive performance. Tell us what's next. I mean, are you looking to book another fight quickly? Are you looking to move pro soon? What's the move for you?
So for me, personally, I'm in physical therapy school at Widener. I got 1 year left, so I'm going to do some internships there. One of them is at the UFC PI, so I get to see and be around all those fighters. That'll be great for me. Sometime in the summer is when I'll start to fight again. I'd like to get as many amateur fights in that summer as I possibly can. Do a kickboxing tournament that my team Beacon does every year. And yeah, that's how we'll continue it. Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, my entire team from Beacon. Thank you from my family, the support I get at home. I love you all. I love this. It's gonna be a great night.
Gomez, I just want to say I'm super impressed. I'm super happy to actually be able to watch this and watch you get your first win. You're from Vineland, New Jersey, which is where I was born. So let's go Vineland.
Yeah, let's go Vineland 856.
I love it. Congrats, Sage. Remember the name Sage Gomez. He can mess you up, and then he can fix you up afterwards.
Yes, sir. Hurt him and heal him.
I love it. Wow, what a performance from Sage Gomez. Stick with us. We got more of that coming in the CFFC cage.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, can I have your attention, please? Land of the Philadelphia Phillies, land of the Philadelphia Eagles, home of CFFC. Please rise as we honor America in our national anthem. Please take off your hats. And here to sing our national anthem is Sierra, Tennessee, Prue.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Sierra, Tennessee Crew. Ladies and gentlemen, next bout is the title bout.
What a great way to start the night, and the main card coming up on UFC Fight Pass later tonight. Make sure you're all logged in, signed up, all that good stuff. The main event, heavyweight title, is on the line. You got Greg Velasco, the undefeated Greg Velasco, against Kevin Sears, kind of the veteran who, you know, you see this sometimes, right? Where guys kind of hang around and then something clicks one day and they say, I got to make a run. I've been wasting time. I got to go now. And that's kind of that position that we find Kevin Sears in.
Yeah, Sears being a veteran, having a lot of fights. You know, what is he? He's 9-6, I believe. And, you know, he's been through the ups and downs. And, you know, from talking to him, it seems like he, you know, like he's got a newfound motivation and understands what he's got to do to get to the big show. And what he's got to do is go in there and, you know, beat a guy that's undefeated like he's about to face tonight and make a statement. And, you know, hopefully he gets propelled. They need heavyweights.
That's right. You know, in the heavyweight division, you win a couple in a row for either one of these guys. I mean, obviously Greg Velasco, the undefeated record, but you can get in at 5-0. You know, as you say, you look at some of the action here. He's gotten finishes in all of his bouts. 5-0, if he could win with 5 finishes, big shows give you a call.
Yeah, I mean, Velasco's got, obviously, he's got two knockouts, 2 submissions. He's got the ability to finish the fight, which, you know, is also a super big bonus when you're in heavyweight. I mean, if he comes out here and he makes another statement, he'll be 5-6-0. I think that's good enough for him to be able to get a shot at a contender series, or, you know, even get a short notice UFC fight.
And you see Kevin Sears there briefly was on the scale. Kevin Sears, as we said, 9-6, so the record might not just jump off the page. We'll talk about it later, but he's faced some really tough competition along the way. And again, he's had some kind of family things that he had to deal with that are straightened out, and he feels like, I got to make a run now. And oh, by the way, Kevin Sears was not all that complimentary of Greg Velasco. He says that 4-0, I'm not all impressed at. We got Earl Small tonight, a man that you're familiar with.
Big Earl, yeah, I've actually known him since we were like 10, 11 years old. He's very, very good jiu-jitsu, very methodical, kind of takes his time, very tricky too, very flexible, very tricky. Hoping to see him get back in the win column tonight. You know, after, I'm sure, a performance that he wasn't too happy with last time out.
Yeah, absolutely. All of Earl Small's wins have come by submission, as you said, tricky, and he likes to put on a show as well. David Gladfelter, though, he's been able to finish fights as well. 3-1 in his career, 1 knockout, 2 submissions. He does have a win here in the CFFC cage, as you see there. Look, it's not like you're getting an easy matchup here ever in the CFFC cage, and Gladfelter's got some skills. And he'll give you a crotch chop, too, if he wants to.
Not my style, but good for him.
We'll see what David Gladfelter can do tonight. And then Santo Corotolo is back tonight. This is such a big night for Santo Corotolo. Obviously a huge part of the organization. Former champion, has fought here 8 times. And, you know, had an unbelievable run as champion. They got to Dana White's Contender Series. And you know how those moments are, Joe. I mean, it can make or break. And unfortunately, he drew a tough fight that night. Came up short via decision. And then came back here to try to get started again and just got clipped. And man, that's such a tough way to go. Tommy Majeski is back as well, another fighter that you're familiar with.
Yeah, Tommy Majeski, me and him got some work in right before my last fight, and you know, he's a scrappy kid. He's long, he knows how to use his range, very good teeps, very good kickboxing. I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, the last time I watched him live, you know, I think he's coming into his own, and I think he's going to come out and he's really going to show up. So.
Big night for all these fighters trying to make a big statement. All that and more on our main card, UFC Fight Pass. Make sure you're all logged in, signed up, and ready to watch us because we always bring it on Fight
National
Pass.
anthem gets me fired up.
Woo, get riled up. All right, let's keep the action going. It's our final amateur bout of the evening. We're going to crown a new next-gen middleweight champ. It's New Jersey's Nick Galante facing Pennsylvania's Peyton Phillips for the vacant belt. Peyton Phillips making his way to the cage now. Just so you know, we're going to go up to 3-minute rounds here in the vacant title fight. Peyton Phillips, 2 knockouts, 1 submission among those 3 wins. The 1 loss, by the way, a TKO loss, it actually came via injury. He is fighting for the CFFC for the first time. 26 years old. Fought most recently in March, picking up a 3rd-round knockout win on the Pennsylvania regional scene. His 2 knockout victories both came via 1st-round stoppage. So, listen, the man has been able to get finishes, and with a little bit of extra time to work, we'll see what he can do, right? I mean, it's always funny. You go from 2 minutes to 3 minutes, and some people, we were talking, you know, how long 2 minutes can seem like. An extra minute is a lot. It's 50% extra in the round.
Yeah, it's a strange thing, man, because, you know, he's also going from, what, shin pads to no shin pads,
That's right.
and advanced hammy rolls. Obviously, you have the plus minute. It really allows you to, like, kind of feel like you're maturing as a fighter, though. So as much as you're getting that extra minute, you also understand you have an extra minute to slow the fight down versus 2 minutes. You have to go out there and really make a statement.
Sprint.
Very quickly.
All right, that is Peyton Phillips looking to pick up a belt in his CFFC debut. Let's get his opponent walking in the cage. Nick Galante, 24 years old, 3-1 record in his amateur career. All of those happening here in the CFFC cage. He is one of these Dante Rivera BJJ products. We know what a killer team that always is. And you've had a chance to work with Nick a little bit.
Yeah, Nick came up, and Luke. They came up and we got some sparring in them. Dante Rivera, you know, works with our coach, and they bring up some of the guys sometimes. Nick, very tough, very durable, and you know, I think he's finally coming into his own. From what I talked with the coaches about, you know, he's someone that has to build his confidence through his work ethic, and you know, he's cut no corners from what I've been hearing, and puts the time in, trains very hard, and is very dedicated, on time, and I'm excited to see what he can do. You know, I sparred him, and he's a tough kid.
I love it. Yeah, that's a room full of killers, man. They put in the work there. Dante Rivera, obviously a very well-respected coach around these parts, leading people to do great things in CFFC and beyond. So
Dante Rivera still can't beat me in a race, I'm just saying.
just saying. Middleweight belt is on the line here. This will be our final next-gen bout of the evening. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this championship matchup. A couple of youngsters here, 24 and 26, and you can see the experience, the height, very, very similar builds. We'll see who can make a statement tonight. Let's take it up to Dr. David Sarnoff.
Tonight, this bout is scheduled for 3 3-minute rounds in the next-gen middleweight title. This bout has been brought to us by Turk Boys. Now, standing to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 184.8 pounds, with a fighting record of 3 wins and 1 loss, fighting for world-class boxing and Pride Lands MMA out of Edwardsville, Pennsylvania, Peyton the Purpose Phillips. Now, standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 184.3 pounds, with a fighting record of 3 wins and 1 loss, fighting for the Dante Rivera BJJ out of Freehold, New Jersey, Nick Galante. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Gasper Oliver.
All right, Gasper Oliver, 3rd man in the cage for this championship matchup. Nick Galante in the white, Peyton Phillips in the black. Vacant middleweight belt is on the line. 3 minutes on the clock.
Oh, that was an immediate cut kick. I'm not sure.
Phillips
was a very hard leg kick, by the way, on the inside.
It really was. Phillips kind of got that karate style to him there in his stance, and the lower hands, a little bit of a wider stance. Galante southpaw.
Don't like how low that right hand is.
I agree.
We'll see what he can do with it.
They fired it right down the middle there. That's one thing you can do with it. Galante in on the takedown, switches to the single.
2 hands. Listen. Walk it. Let's go.
Oh, you got that beautiful takedown. Good job. That's great. I love guys that get those takedowns and really elevate and get to a good position.
Yeah, get some damage done on the takedown, right? And as he said, straight into side control. Don't even have to mess with the guard and getting past the legs. Control.
Saves so much energy. So much energy.
Heavy shoulder pressure right now.
Hey, Harry, put some shoulder pressure. Hey, Nick, you can put yourself a half guard if you want.
You hear Dante Rivera. I love hearing him walk. It's like a video game for him. I mean, he's walking through every step of it.
When he lowers that leg, look at me. Nick, if you're going to walk that arm up, walk it up, and let's look for something, all right? Turn his feet away from the cage. Hey, put yourself, look at me.
Oh, beautiful escape there from Phillips, but does turn the back.
Good way to follow the hips and take control of that.
Galante tried to take the back there. Phillips wisely spun again and got his back to the canvas. Great little transition there. And now Galante's in mount.
Yeah, terrible, terrible position for Phillips right now.
Up, come up with the other hand.
Kind of rolled the dice there, looking for the escape. Just didn't quite work for him.
Don't worry about posture. The punch from here. Yes, again. Again, let's go.
Dante Rivera calling for some strikes.
Now. Keep punching. Let's go. Keep doing it. It's fine. Hey, circle it. Look.
Galante in complete control right now. You see Phillips was trying to get his back to the cage, but Galante was able to drag him off and back to the bottom. A little under a minute remaining here. Phillips right now just kind of holding from the back, not doing a whole lot to get out of this mount.
Yeah, this is definitely Galante's area of expertise. You know, that's where he wants to be. But good explosive flip out by Phillips there. I mean,
just powered out of that buck and roll, and now you're in top position. Nice work from Phillips. He kind of patiently waited for his opportunity, and now he's on top.
Yeah, timing is everything in this game, and he exploded at the right moment to be able to get out of that position.
It was kind of right as the moment that Galante was adjusting the base and to try to get up higher on the mount, but it's pretty late in the round, and Phillips not going to be able to do much with it. So maybe Galante will throw up a submission. As you heard the clapper there. Final seconds ticking off the clock.
Good back and forth. I definitely would probably give that round to Nick just because of the control time, the takedown, and a couple shots.
I agree. I mean, if you're Peyton Phillips, as you see him walking back there, I mean, a little bit frustrating. You were underneath, but I think he showed that he's got the power to get out of those positions when needed.
Yeah, we'll definitely find out as the rounds go on. That was a very, very hard inside kick, man. That hurt. You could hear that. Really good getting in on that hip and elevating and just lifting him and following through. Beautiful position, right to the side mount. You know, you can't ask for more picture perfect. Really good job by Nick, also following the hips and making sure that he's staying glued to him, not giving Phillips any room to breathe, obviously. In the mount position, and then right here, you know, Phillips exploded at the right time as Nick was trying to adjust. You know, and obviously got topside, but didn't really get to do too much damage with it. So we'll find out, you know, what adjustments he makes in between the rounds here.
Dante Rivera with some final instructions there for Nick Galante. Well-matched fight here in this championship bout. First round in the books, as you said. I agree with you, Joe. I think that's a Nick Galante round, but Peyton Phillips has to feel good about some of the things that he was able to accomplish in there. Certainly not completely out of his element on the ground as we head into round number 2.
Yeah, obviously Phillips, you know, coming out with that karate style, almost taekwondo style, he's going to want to probably keep the fight standing. Really got to look for that takedown. You know, obviously Galante being the grappler.
Yeah, Phillips threw a big kick to the body there, that straight right down the middle, as you said, that kind of taekwondo style from that lower position. Throws another, look at duck under.
Really nice.
Slick takedown from Galante. I love that.
Beautiful. He waited for him the pressure and he went right under. Really nice. And he's again in a dominant position.
Absolutely. Phillips was able to get half guard underneath, has his left foot on the cage, not wrapping the toes in there, so Gasper Oliver will let him work. And here Dante Rivera saying, get the feet away from the cage. Obviously that presents an opportunity to kick off if he can press there, so that's why Galante is going to want to address that.
Are you allowed to do elbows in advance?
You're not. but you know, maybe a little forearm between friends is okay.
Got to sneak one in there. And he exploded again at the right time. He really just waits for Phillips or for Galante to get his hips up, and then he explodes and he gets right up.
And you gotta respect, it's almost like that Derek Lewis style. It's like, you know, we're not gonna do the subtle adjustment where we're gonna recover, but we're just gonna stand up.
Yeah, just up and one. Oh, take that out of the zone, nice.
Look at that.
Outside leg trick.
Half guard now underneath for Galante. We'll see what he can do from his back. He spent a little bit of time here in round number 1, but not a lot, so we didn't really get to see much. And that was against the cage, where now we're kind of out in the center. So we'll see if Phillips can do anything here.
Yeah, I'd like to see him posture up a little bit, try to get a little bit of, you know, he's in a good position, sit on that leg, get a couple ground and pound punches in, and you know, try to work to advance position. Because right now you're down a round and you need to take this round back.
Yeah, I agree. You're in control. It looks like maybe he was thinking about the arm triangle briefly when the limb was over there, but I agree. Take advantage while you can, get some damage on top, right? Because you're not giving a whole lot for the judges to look at right now other than just being in the dominant spot.
Yeah, of course. You know, look to do damage, especially with any secure position of, you know, dominance where you're on top and he's on bottom. You know, those are the times to score.
See Galante trying to sit up and sweep. Unable to do that, pressing down on the head there. Can't quite hit that.
He's really got to, he's trying to get up without keeping that head down. He's really got to try to force that head down and get up, or at least scoot his butt to the cage if he can.
See again, trying to potentially set up that Kimura sweep, but not able to do it. 20 seconds remaining, and boy, I mean, we still got a few seconds to put an exclamation point on something, because this is a tough one, I think, for the judges.
Yeah, I definitely think Phillips did a better job this round. You know, he's probably 1-1 going into the third, and you know, I guess it's going to come down to who really wants this. So.
Does throw a big left-handed. It's interesting though, because he spent a lot of time in top position. Obviously, well, he did land a couple things on the feet too before he got taken down. So you're probably right. It's probably one apiece, right?
Yeah, he was looking for that right hand down the middle, throwing that up kick up the middle. Luckily, no cup check this one. Man.
Take a look in the corner there, Phillips. You can see very calm. Looks like he's got a ton of energy for round 3 as we look at some of that action from round 2.
That's beautiful dunk under.
I love that.
Beautiful takedown. Just really, really well timed. You know, you can tell he's looking for that right hand. And Phillips with his own outside leg trip right to half guard.
Spent the rest of the round there in that dominant spot there. You see Dante Rivera is never going to be short on adjustments and instructions to give. And I got to think, you know, the thing there is just you can't allow yourself to depend on the bottom like that again.
Yeah, I'm sure Dante's, you know, in his ear saying like, hey, you know, you got to understand that this is the round to win, make it or break it. So, you know, we'll see what adjustments he makes. I think he probably got a little bit relaxed and didn't expect a takedown return, and you know, we'll find out if that can happen again.
Round 3 fight very well may hang in the balance on our highly unofficial scorecards. We think it's 1 round apiece. If you're Peyton Phillips and you're able to get to top position again, I would certainly say as he ducked in for that takedown. Would like to see Peyton Phillips open up a little bit if he does get in top position again. But
oh, nice left hand by Galante.
Now Galante, I can strike with you a little bit.
I'd like to see both men use their jab a little bit more. You know, they kind of reach out as like the range finders, but they don't really stick it. So
nice sprawl there from Phillips, and he's controlling the head from the front. Has to let that go. Right hand to the body. Oh, nice right hand for Galante. That hurt him. Looked like that stunned him briefly.
I was going to say, if he gets this takedown, I'd like to see him go to side mount, but I think he's safe. Yeah, he pops his head out.
Phillips tried to grab onto that guillotine as they hit the deck, unable to get it, so now
passes to half guard.
Quick pass there from Galante, smart work.
See, this is what I like to see. Like, he immediately passed and he's automatically throwing. You know, even though they're not devastating shots, he's looking to score, and I think that just shows that he's trying to win. Obviously, they're trying to win, but, you know, he's trying to score, he's trying to do damage, which I think the judges are always looking for.
100%. Pressing the arm across the neck there briefly. Just as you said, these little punches, they just, you know, we say scoring points. No, you're not really scoring points, but it's adding up in terms of the judges. They're seeing, hey, I'm doing a little bit. I'm getting a little bit of damage.
You're staying busy. You didn't secure a position just to stay in that.
Nice transitions here, and Phillips is actually able to switch out of there. Top position, a little past the halfway mark. Now we saw Phillips spend a lot of time here in round number 2.
Yeah, this has kind of been the tail of the tape, you know. Galante goes to make an adjustment, and then Phillips explodes and is able to reverse or able to stand up. I think if Nick just kind of like settled down where he was at, you know, he had no reason to rush that half guard. He should have just stayed there. But you know, these are the growing pains of fighting, you know. Unfortunately, but fortunately, these are the things you have to do. But he's doing a good job right now, getting to his feet. Hopefully, he gets that underhook.
Yeah, that's a key moment of the fight, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Galante back to his feet. Can he move away? Can he get a takedown of his own? What happens here? Because I think the fight very much hanging in the balance here with 40 seconds remaining.
Yeah, I still would have Nick up a little bit, just for the simple fact I think he landed on the feet, plus he got the ground and pound and the takedown of his own. You know, Phillips did get a reversal, but you know, he's still working, and now he's pushing the pace again, and he's controlling the fight right now.
I agree. 20 seconds remaining here.
Oh, really nice.
Oh, look at that. Slip to Mount, too. Matt return there on Mount, and now landing some shots here in the closing seconds here of round number 3. Looking to put an exclamation mark on this with the belt on the line. Final seconds ticking away. Nick Galante pounding away with those right hands in it, and you got to think, Joe Piper, that late salvo right there probably clinched it for him.
That's the way you go out there and you show that you want to win that 3rd round. You know, you have a tough, you know, 1-2 rounds, you guys are close, and he goes out there and he establishes, you know, dominance in the end and really shows that he wants it. He rained down a couple bombs, man. That could have been a finish if there was a couple more seconds. So I definitely think he's got this fight.
I agree. We'll let the judges add up, but that's a great performance there. I think, as you said, Nick Galante takes round 1 and 3 and gets the belt. And listen, we always talk about the lessons. I mean, as we watch the replays here, I mean, Peyton Phillips had some good moments as well.
Yeah, that was a short little right hook right there, and it kind of got Phillips off balance. I would have liked to have seen Nick take this takedown at least to side control. You know, that could be a little bit more dangerous if you have a little more savvy jiu-jitsu guy on that neck. But, you know, ultimately, great job of being able to get him down and get, you know, he really followed his hips really well. He did that twice where he spun around to the back. Unfortunately, on this one, that's what cost him a little bit. But got to his feet, got Mount ultimately, and this is how he ended the round. You know, that's a statement right there. So, you know, great fight, good matchup. I think these guys were perfectly matched here.
Absolutely, some talented individuals. You saw Galante in the end there, just securing the dominant position and pounding away with punches. As you said, Gasper Oliver was right on top of it. A few more seconds, maybe he gets a finish, but we think he certainly did enough to walk away with that title that the CEO, Rob Haydak, has in his hand right there. We'll find out once the judges have tallied their scores. Good fight, as I said, well matched. And Peyton Phillips, as you look there in the corner, I mean, he's going to be a little frustrated with himself, but he had some things that he can build off of. And I think the big lesson for Peyton Phillips is going to be when you get in those dominant positions, which he did, is just kind of opening up a little bit more offense, you know, opening up with the strikes when you're in those positions. I think would have served him very, very well tonight. Still a very game effort, got himself out of some bad spots, and a fun fight. I have a feeling we'll see more of both of these young men in the future. But for now, Dr. David Sarnoff is in the cage. Let's take it up and get the judge's decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. All 3 judges have the fight 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, and the new next-gen middleweight champ, Nick Galante.
Eric got the 170, Luke got the 205, now I got the 185. We're different over there.
Judges scored it the way he did. Nick Galante is your champ. Joe Piper's with him.
Congratulations, Nick. Let me know how you feel about that fight. It was a back and forth. I would say it was probably 1-1 going into the 3rd. What were you feeling going into that 3rd round?
He's a solid competitor. I knew the whole time I was supposed to fight him in June that he's going to be a tough fight. But, dude, at Dante's, we're just built different. I'm with Dante 3 days a week. I'm with Ash in the morning striking, doing sprints in his backyard. He's in a rope drinking coffee. Then there for 3 hours a night. We're just built different over there, I swear.
Well, great performance, man. Obviously, I got to train with you a little bit. I heard that you were training really hard and that you were really happy to come in here and perform. Tell me what you did a little bit differently. I know you were coming back from adversity. How'd you feel coming into this fight?
I'm coming off some injuries that I really didn't say anything to anyone. So our main focus at that point was focusing my striking because my knee was a little bit messed up. But then we decided Peyton's a solid striker. We're not going to go toe-to-toe with a striker. So
Ash and Dante really came up with a great game plan to just get in on his hips the whole time, strike when he needed to, and take him down.
Awesome, man. I think it was a great performance. You tell us what you want next.
I don't think that far ahead, man. I've only been training for like 3 years. I've been with Dante for under 2. So I'm 24. I don't have a boxing background or kickboxing. I played football. So I'm still just learning, man. I'm not rushing anything. I'm going to go drink a beer right now and celebrate with my friends and family. Probably get some tequila shots forced on me. And we'll think about Monday when I'm back at the gym.
Awesome. Well, Nick, I'm super proud of you. Congratulations. Great fight. And to you and your team.
You have to pick me for riding that
Well, I didn't win a fight tonight, but I have the exact same post-event plans as Nick Galante. Congratulations to the new champ there. Got it done. Gutted it out in that 3rd round with the title on the line. And a great fight to build on there as we crown our new next-gen middleweight champion. I'm sure we'll see him come out looking to defend that title in the very near future after the frosty beverages and tequila shots. Great performance there. Plenty of great stuff still to come tonight. We'll take a look at some of that action from that championship matchup. And again, it was moments like this, the big takedown early. Beautiful stuff from Galante. That one was incredible. The timing on that one was so much fun to me. That's a highlight for the night. And then just finish strong, Joe, right? I mean, put the exclamation point. That's what you want. When the belt might be on the line, you got to finish like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, I was really impressed. You know, he really came out there, and I love his attitude. I love his post-fight when he says, I don't think that far ahead. I can't stand when I actually didn't even like asking that question when I say, what do you want next? But, you know, I want to give the opportunity for the fighter to say, hey, you know, this is what I want to do. You know, it's your moment to say what you're going to do. But, you know, I like that he wants to enjoy the moment, doesn't want to think that far. I think that's very wise, and I think it's a testimony to how much he is maturing. And I don't know him that well, but I think he's a really solid kid and has a really bright future if this is what he wants to do the rest of his life.
Joe, now you know what my job feels like. You know, somebody just wins a UFC title, and I got to be like, hey, I know you're trying to soak in the moment, but what's next?
Yeah. I think you did ask me that. But, yeah, no, man, I just don't want to be ignorant to the moment. You know, let him soak this in, like he said, enjoy his friends, family, and people that came out to support him.
And a couple beers and tequila shots. I'll join him up there. All right, our main card still to come on UFC Fight Pass, of course. The heavyweight title is on the line in the main event, but we've got some fantastic fights from top to bottom. Earl Small and David Gladfelter. That should be a great co-main event. A couple of newcomers, undefeated newcomers there in that featured fight between Josiah Harrell and Tracy Reeder. Santo Curatolo is back. Tommy Majeski is here. The middle school vice principal, Joe Schick, is in the house tonight to kick things off. That's a fun story as well. So a lot of great fights still to come. Prelims have started with a bang, and you know we always deliver on UFC Fight Pass. So make sure you got your description up to date. You're logged in, ready to go. Joe Piper's getting his feet wet, enjoying the broadcast.
Yeah, trying to sound like I'm a little bit smarter than just somebody that gets punched in the face, right?
I love it. Stay with us. We're going to have one more prelim on Fight Pass, a little bonus coverage. We'll see you over there at UFC Fight Pass. 280, of course, but tonight we got a great card as well. CFFC 113 right here in Parks Casino, Salem, Pennsylvania, playing host to Cage Fury Fighting Championships. My name is John Morgan with you as always, but I got somebody new with me tonight. Joe Piper in the house. This man can do it all, man. He's knocking people out. He's in the UFC. He's fought for CFFC, and now he's calling fights for CFFC.
I mean, man, can you believe it? I'm a jack of all trades, man. Master of none.
Behind the scenes, they're adding responsibilities. Y'all don't even know. They're adding responsibilities to him, man. He's been doing more stuff throughout the night, so it's been great. Glad to have Joe Piper here tonight for what is a stacked card at CFFC 113, including this little bonus content. We got our final prelim here at CFFC 113 that you're getting to watch tonight, and then we'll kick it on over for our main card, which is stacked. Cannot wait to tell you about it. But for now, it's our final prelim, and it features New York's Anthony Dilemme, looking to stay undefeated when he takes on Washington's Johnson Nasona. Final preliminary bout of the evening takes place in the featherweight division. Black Lightning, the man walking to the cage right now. Johnson Nasona will point out right away he did miss weight slightly at 146.6, so a little bit over there. A little bit frustrating for him. Interesting, 0-1 as a pro, and if you leave it there, you say, okay, well, here's a guy that lost his debut, and now he's seeking his first win. Yeah, and that's all true. His This man had a 21-3 amateur record starting in 2014 when he was just 20 years old. That run included winning a couple belts in Toughen Up out in Las Vegas, an organization I'm very familiar with out there as well. Originally hails from the Sudan, now calls Washington home. And I can't help but be honest, I feel a little bad for him. I mean, you go 21-3 as an amateur, and then you come up short in your pro debut. That's got to be a little bit frustrating.
Yeah, man, but again, listen, we're going to find out what these guys are about. They come out, you know, they get that first loss out of the way. And then, look, you know, some guys go undefeated, but it's really not about the undefeated record. It's about going out there and making a career out of this and being able to provide for yourself. If he's got that kind of an extensive background, as 21-3 as an amateur, he's going to bounce back. He's going to understand that, you know, more than anybody with the experience that he has, that this is what can happen in this sport, you know? This is a game of inches, and unfortunately, you could beat a better fighter, but the better fighter doesn't always win.
That is very true.
And I know that firsthand, so.
Great, well said about the experience. You know, look, I get it. It's tough sometimes for amateurs. Like, they want to get paid as soon as possible, and I totally understand that. 24 is a lot more than you see normally, but I love you get 8 to 10, something like that. Really get some experience under your belt. So, yeah, you're seeing much more experience than what you would expect from a typical 0-1 fighter here in Johnson, Nasona. We'll see if he can make a statement here in his CFFC debut. Let's meet his opponent as well. Dilemme made his pro debut in May, and he was victorious there. Second round knockout on the New Jersey regional scene. So 1-0 early in his career. Much less experience as an amateur, was 4-2 during that run. But interesting to note, he did have his final amateur fight this year, his first pro fight this year. So this is his third fight in 2022. So he's staying busy. I mean, he's got Ray Longo behind him. I mean, what else do you need?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, listen, he's got a solid team. He's got the foundation. You know, he's got the building blocks to go and blossom and become, you know, something in the sport. You know, having never seen him, I'm excited to see anybody that comes out of that camp. And like you said, you know, he has a very knowledgeable coach behind him. Whether or not he's very coachable, we're going to find out during the fight. So that's the thing. A lot of these guys can be a part of really great big teams, but, you know, what matters is if you can listen to your corner and adapt to the guy that's in front of you.
Absolutely, that is Anthony Dilemme also making his CFFC debut. So a couple promotional newcomers here in this featherweight matchup, our final prelim of the night. Let's take a look at the tail of the tape for this contest. See a little bit younger there, and Dilemme, Johnson, the taller fighter, you see just over that limit. Again, that 0-1 record, a little bit deceiving. Let's take it up to Dr. David Sarnoff to get our official introductions.
Tonight, this bout is scheduled for 3 5-minute rounds in the CFFC featherweight division. This bout has been brought to us by RK Chevrolet of Vineland. We do it right. Now, standing to my left, fighting out of the blue corner, weighing in at 146.6 pounds, with a professional record of 0 wins and 1 loss, fighting for Warrior Strength and Meta BJJ out of Seattle, Washington, Johnson, Black Lightning, Nasona. Now standing across the cage, fighting out of the red corner, weighing in at 145.1 pounds, with a professional undefeated record of 1 win and no losses, fighting for Sarah Longo out of Franklin Square, Pennsylvania, Anthony Dilemme. Referee in charge of the action once the bell rings, Dan Mergliata.
Big Dan Mergliata, the third man in the cage. Getting a little less big these days, though, I must say.
Yeah, man, listen, old age is a thing. I'm not saying he's old, but it's creeping up.
You're terrible. You're terrible. Anthony Dilemme in the black, Johnson Nasona in the pink. Dilemme out early. Oh, big shot. Got him with the left over the top there as well.
Coming out hot and heavy, man.
Good for that immediate takedown there. Nice work from Nasona to get back to the feet. And as you said,
again, man,
fast-paced.
those knees to the body, man, that's been a thing tonight. I'm telling you, every time. It's really good. Every time they come up, these guys are throwing these knees up there.
Torrid pace to start there. Now kind of settling in briefly in the clinch with Nasona working on the outside. Again, 0-1 record, but extensive amateur experience.
Yeah, he really negated the pressure that was coming towards him by getting him on the cage. You know, I think it was pretty smart.
Yeah, I think a couple of those early punches landed clean. You see the battling for position there, and it's Dilemme who's able to get it to the ground. Nasona trying to sit up and leave his neck behind. Is able to get back feet. Nice little right hand there in the clinch. Nasona with some uppercuts inside, and he pushes it back against the fence once again.
And this is where you're now into the 5-minute rounds, and that's a lot of action for just 1 minute. That's a high pace.
I was gonna say, it shocked me to even look at that clock and realize only a minute was gone. A lot happened there early on. As you said, just one pro fight apiece for each of these fighters, so they're used to those 2 or 3 minute rounds. So, you know, how does that affect them? They've got one under their belt, but still very early in their professional runs.
Yeah, well, with Nasona having you know, such an extensive background as an amateur, you know, I would assume that he should be a little bit more well suited for the ongoing of this fight. The later it gets, if it gets that far. So, you know, look to see him probably open up if it makes it that far.
Some nice right hands traded inside as they work from the clinch. Both of them finding some spots there. Those knees to the body, as you said. Dilemme lifts up, slams him to the ground. Falls into Nasona's guard, but that was a big takedown.
Very good. I love them when people put them through the floor like that. You gotta, it just adds an extra oomph on the takedown.
Absolutely, not just a change of position, but actually caused some damage there as well. Turning for the arm there, can't get it, tries to switch to the other side. Let me address all that.
Dilemme's got some heavy hands, man.
Really does, in short spots, right? Generates a lot of power.
Yeah.
Big right hand there as well as we're halfway through this opening round. Again, final preliminary bout of the evening. A little bonus content for you here on UFC Fight Pass before we kick it over for the main card at the top of the hour. Nice elbow there inside.
Good job creating that space by Nasona getting up.
Works back to his feet and they reset. Oh, big kick to the body there. Nasona walking forward with punches.
And that exchange, they both look pretty tired there, but
I agree.
Dilemme looks still like he's got a lot of power still.
Big right hand lands over the top, just misses on a straight there. Looks for the takedown again. Nasona defends well initially.
Wow, nice job not accepting that on Nasona's part. He could have easily just sat to his butt and pulled guard, which you'll see a lot of people do that.
It's such a key mental moment, right? To, like you said, don't accept that position. You've got a brief second where you can scramble free. Don't just settle on your back. And you know, sometimes in practice, you're okay, well, I'll go to that position and we'll settle. This is a fight. Don't do that.
Yeah, you can't get too comfortable, especially when you got a back and forth round like this. Like, you know, that's a pivotal point that he probably would have still been on the ground trying to fight to get up. So very good job on not accepting that. You know, his butt hit and he got up immediately.
Nasona's done a real good job of getting to this control position from the outside, but really hasn't been able to do much in the position. We'll see if he continues to use that as this fight wears on.
Yeah, I always think the first round is the hardest. You know, you go in there and you have all your emotions, or you know, have no emotions at all. Maybe you can't get going. You know, so but when you get in there and you got to control your breathing and then you start settling down, I think that usually happens around from like the 4-minute marker into a 5-minute round if it ever goes that long.
Dilemme, by the way, landed another right hand, knee inside. Nasona kind of shakes it off as he backs away. But as you said, Joe, heavy hands, throwing those knees as well. Like Dilemme's got some real natural power in there.
Yeah, he definitely does, man. Nasona's leaning a little bit over his knees, though. I don't know if that's exhaustion or just a little bit of you know, fatigue.
20 seconds remaining here in the first round. Continue to grind away in this clinch position.
Boy.
Dilemme works off, looking for a late takedown. You heard the clapper there, final seconds. Low kick there from Dilemme as well. Continues to throw those knees up as well.
Man,
fast-paced round number one. That is, man, to try to keep that going for another 2. And you can see both guys taking a deep breath as they walk back to the corner. Take a seat there. Get some adjustments to be made. I mean, both men had some things they can build off in there. Take a look back at some of the action happening there in round number 1.
Them body kicks, man, they really set it up. And he caught him with that left hook. Definitely put him on a little bit of shaky legs right there. Beautiful takedown here. I love how he gets it, and then he just dumps. Slam. That didn't do justice. He like shook the whole cage with that. Good inside trip, and this is when Nasona did a great job of. As soon as his butt touched, he got up immediately. You know, this is when they're both tired, so the fact that he didn't actually just settle, even though he is tired, you know, he's working. So those guys seem to be pretty comfortable.
Yeah, you saw Dilemme take a deep breath there as he got off the stool. Nasona seems relaxed enough over there. As you said, did a good job of not accepting bad positions, but we'll probably want to try to get a little bit more offense going in round number 2.
Yeah, definitely like to see him open up a little bit more on the feet.
Some left hand landed there early again. Dilemme showing those heavy hands, drives the knee inside as well. Nasona with slick little uppercuts in there. And another nice takedown from Dilemme.
Yeah, it was really good. Really good pressure, and he's immediately already passing. Oh, no.
Look at that. Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Shouldn't have stepped over. Should have just settled a little bit.
Look at the reversal from Nasona. Now Nasona on the back. What a turn of events this is. Just when it looked like Dilemme was going to really establish dominant position. Wild scramble, Nasona on the back now. He's got one hit in that right side. Brings the left leg over as well.
I like that trap that Nasona just did with that arm to get him to turn, and he put both hooks in. That was smooth.
Great adjustment there. You see Dilemme trying to turn into his right, and there he is. Immediately gets the spin. Now he sets up a top position. Nice work from Dilemme to get out of a bad spot. Nasona now with his head trapped up against the fence there. Dilemme has shown some heavy hands even in tight quarters, so if he can get a little bit of space to throw, he can try to do some damage here. Posture's up there with a big shot. Doesn't quite land clean. You see Nasona trying to get the feet on the hips there.
See, that's really scary to me. I would never go under the leg just because I'd be afraid of getting elbowed crucially in the face. I think you need to unlock your guard. You can't have guard here. You got a cage. You got to try and get to a hip and get up immediately.
See, maybe trying to get some wrist control there. See if he can maybe set something up on the arm from underneath this Nasona.
Which is going to be tough. Your back's against the cage. You're kind of smushed. You're not really going to be able to get your hips involved with anything. So you got to unlock the guard and feet on the hips and start building to get your base and get up.
2 minutes gone by here in round number 2.
Yeah, you got the hammer fist right to the face as soon as you go under there.
Dilemme will fire it when he sees it for sure. Has that power there. Again, underneath, trying to set up something as he turns his hips, but as you said, just not much room to work. I mean, you can see, look, he's trying to wedge his body in there and he's just stuck.
Yeah.
Goes.
I mean, but good job for Dilemme. Not really, he doesn't have to advance right here. You know, he's winning, he's keeping the forearm, making it hard for him to breathe, landing a couple shots. But right now he's winning this fight, you know, make Nasona work. You don't have to advance position. Throw a couple shots, you know, keep your spot and, you know, rack up the points.
Well, and especially after a torrid opening round, right? This is kind of active rest. Like, let me stay on top, let me do enough to keep the position, but let me catch some wind back here in case we need to get ready for round number 3.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and this is the spot. Like, you know, he can breathe here. He can relax. He can catch his breath. Versus Nasona, Nasona has to work. You know, he doesn't look like he's doing much, but, you know, you hold your breath every time you get hit like that. So, you know, I would expect Dilemme to be a lot more recovered than Nasona when we see them on the feet, if we see them on the feet again.
Dilemme still on top at this point. Nasona was able to get his head away from the cage. He's trying to push away there, create a little bit of space, see if you have a little bit more room to work. Does kind of open up some more options for him where he's here. But as you said, Dilemme making it uncomfortable, put the hand on the face. I mean, it's just mean.
Yeah. He does have a lot of power, I'm telling you. Like, they're short shots, but they look like they hurt. So.
And you can hear him land. You know, you have that thudding sound. You know they got some force behind him. Oh, nasty little elbow in there. Nasona has the foot on the hip there briefly, goes back to the closed guard. Again, Dilemme putting that hand on the face anytime he can. Muddy up the breathing pattern of Nasona there. Then, by the way, he'll throw an elbow right behind it as well. Nasona trying to control the wrist from underneath, but there's now just 40 seconds remaining here in round number 2. Dilemme has spent a lot of time in this top position, and I think that's something that if Nasona can make it to the bell here, his corner's going to tell him he can't go back into that position. Trying to control the wrist underneath, but not really able to set anything up. And Dilemme, when he can posture up and land those shots, they hurt.
Yeah, I'm just really surprised at Nasona's lack of urgency currently to unlock the guard and really make an effort to get up. You know, maybe he's going to coast the rest of this round and try to come out heavy in the third, but you know, that's a controlling round for Dilemme.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there, and I think that's got to be advice from the corner is A, don't get in that position, but B, if you do, you got to be doing more to get away from it. I mean, you just, sure, maybe you feel comfortable there, but I mean, you're giving away a round if you do that, and you certainly can't afford to do it at this point.
Yeah, there's got to be that thought in your head at some point, you know, hey, I got to get up. I got to get up. I'm losing. You know he knows that, so whether or not the urgency's there.
Take a look here at some of that action from round number 2. That was a slick scramble there.
Yeah, I mean, he started out pretty decent here. You know, got his own trip off of, you know, Dilemme's attack. It looked like it was going his way, and then he kind of got lazy with the back take here. You know, high hips wins this fight, so fought the hands and just immediately turned. That's all she wrote for the second round.
That was it right there. It just stayed like this the rest of the way, right?
Couple little shots, nice couple little elbows. I'm surprised he didn't cut them. They look like a bunch of little short elbows in there.
Well, we get ready for round number 3, our final preliminary bout of the night. Gotta think it's one that Anthony Dilemme is up 2-0, so Johnson Nasona gonna need to make something happen. Again, we'll shift over at the top of the hour for our main card. We got bonus coverage for you right here on UFC Fight Pass. Appreciate everybody joining us. Kick to the body there, dips in for the single, and gets the takedown. Didn't do a phenomenal job of setting that up, but just reached down and got it to work.
Yeah, I mean, got in there, got the other ankle, trip, boom. I'm surprised he's backing away, though.
Yeah, after spending that much time
I think he's looking for this finish, that's why.
He wants the big KO.
I think he feels it, man. I think he knows, like, all right, I can put this kid out.
Rolling the dice a little bit there.
Nasona's surprisingly, like, he looks very labored in his boxing. You know, his chin's kind of up and his hands kind of come down a little bit on those shots, but his stance, he got a good stance. I would like to see him kick back a little bit more. There we go.
There you go. Fired one up, blocked, a little left to the body there. Johnson Nasona was kind of given a reprieve by being able to allow it back to his feet. Can he make something happen here? Or can Anthony Dilemme turn in a highlight reel finish?
Oh, that was behind the ear a little bit. I think that hurt him.
Dilemme tries to shoot in there from range. This time Johnson Nasona stands it up.
Did that hit clean?
Looked like it. Oh, big knee to the body there. Johnson Nasona trying to get something going here. Dilemme wants to take down, but beautiful switch in midair as they hit the ground. It's Nasona on top.
Nice. Let's see what this is his moment to really try and make a statement. He's got to make some damage happen here.
He's got a lot of time to work here, but I think we both agree he probably needs to finish. Just sitting here and riding this out is not going to work.
Yeah, too close of a fight to risk it.
Right hand there from Nasona. See Dilemme trying to turn to his knees, use the wall.
I mean, honestly, he was having success on the feet, I think, there. It looked like, I don't know if the shot landed clean, so I don't want to say that he hurt him, but, you know, I would kind of break off here, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it did. Smart, back away. Just under 3 minutes, still a lot of time left. Dilemme shoots in from range. Nasona's got to stop this. Does a great job. Look at that. The sprawl, the second effort. Oh, but made a mistake there by the wild punch, and that allowed Dilemme to capitalize. That's a key moment right there.
Do not do that, fellas. Do not punch from your knees.
I mean, if you score the knockout, it's a pretty phenomenal finish, but
yeah, man. I mean,
but it cost him right there.
That's going down in the history books. You get a knockout like that.
Dilemme, who was probably second-guessing himself for letting this thing back to the feet early on, was able to capitalize on that scramble, and now he's back on top. And I think he's want to slow this thing down a little bit, hold control.
And Dilemme does a good job of sitting in a half guard and just really keeping that pressure in his face so that way he's not able to get off of his back. Keeps him really flat.
So you're trying to potentially shove that right arm into a triangle position. Couldn't quite get it done there. Nasona certainly where keeping that limb safe. But once again, Joe Nasona has got to get moving here. Now he turns to his hip there. As I say, he was settling on his back a little too long there. Now he's getting going.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of it, you got to go for broke. You got to know you're down, and you know, you got to, in a sense, almost be willing. Like, look at that.
There he goes. Wow, another turn of events here. Just drags him back, both hooks in.
But listen, look at how his feet are sitting. You know, this is what got him reversed before. And this is, his hips are able to move. Like, Dilemme is able to move, and this is going to be another situation where he has to scramble. Fortunately, he's coming out on top right now, and this is really bad for Dilemme. But I would have liked to have seen him going right to a body lock.
Wow. Couple big right hands there from the back. Right, well, both hooks are in, but he's a little off to the center. You see Dilemme trying to spin in.
See what I'm saying with how loose his hooks feel? And now it's always this, who has the high hips?
Beautiful work there from Dilemme. Listen, he's had his guts checked a couple times here, but he's answered the call each time. Nice work to reverse this once again. Fun third round here. 45 seconds remaining. Dilemme on top. Can he stay there? Does Nasona have a little bit more magic here late? I like it. He's trying to get to the feet. He's going for broke. You got to make something happen. Scrambling underneath. Settles to his back. Dilemme with a couple big elbows there. Just 20 seconds remaining. He just wants to stay here. Nasona trying to make something happen. He's had a little bit of magic here in this third round. But it looks like it's going to be a little bit too little, too late here. Dilemme gonna.
That's a great fight.
Fun
That's a great
fight.
matchup. Really, really, really great matchup. You know, this is back and forth. I don't think one guy ever had complete dominance. But, you know, great job by Dilemme, man. You know, he didn't quit it just as much as he was tested and put in bad situations. You see a lot of guys get in, you know, they'll be leading the dance, and then when they get reversed, you kind of see them fold. You know, he did a great job of staying in it.
It's interesting, right? Because Dilemme probably could have just ridden that round out from that early takedown. He lets the action go back to the feet, which I guess is probably what the big shows want to see, right? Let's see some action. It almost cost him, but as you said, he answered the call every time as we watched this. That was beautiful.
Great, yeah, just, you know, kept that underhook and didn't let go of it, and it just kind of felt the weight and went with it. So, you know, another good takedown right here. I think this is where he swings from his hit. Yeah, he can. I think that was more or less fatigue, man. But, you know, good job on Dilemme staying there. You know, he didn't get too far out where he couldn't capitalize. Nasona with his own back take. I think it was great, man. He showed a lot of potential. You know, I don't think he should be discouraged for this performance, but, you know, he's got to tighten up his jiu-jitsu a little bit with not letting guys move so freely.
Yeah, you touched on it a couple times through the fight. It was just those hooks, it was just a little too loose. It allowed a little bit too much movement. You got to really control the hips.
Yeah.
Wasn't able to do that there, and Anthony Dilemme probably gave his coaches a heart attack there in the third round. They was probably wondering what he's doing. You see Nasona.
But, you know, if Dilemme wins this fight, you know, he'll be 2-0 now.
Absolutely.
He's a good-looking kid. Like, he's got a lot of potential. I mean, he's got the figure, he's got the build.
Naturally heavy hands. You can see that.
Hands. Yeah, I'm telling you, I think that kid. You know, he gets a little bit more seasoned with the hands and more comfortable on the feet. I think he could have finished that fight. I think he definitely had the power advantage. But, you know, great fight.
Great fight.
And he mixed it up. You know, he used everything. He used jiu-jitsu, wrestling, boxing, kickboxing.
Fun stuff. All right, judge decision in. Let's take it up to Dr. David Sarnoff to make it all official.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to the judges' scorecard. Judge Brogan, Judge Varela, and Judge Monsky all have the fight 30-27 for your winner by unanimous decision. Out of the red corner, Anthony Dilemme.
Winner by unanimous decision. Fun fight there. Phenomenal performance from Anthony Dilemme. Look forward to seeing more from that young man at 2-0. Showed a lot of heart, a lot of skills. Like I said, got tested in that third round. Props to Johnson DeSoto for trying to make something happen. Couldn't quite get it done. And made for a fun fight, though. Great way to end up our prelims.
Listen, I love his walkout song. Can't
go
wrong with a guy from New York with Roy Jones Jr.
I love it. That was our final prelim. Stay tuned. We got our main card coming up next here at Parks Casino. It is loaded. Myself and Joe Pipe will be right back with you. Grab a beverage. We'll see you in a moment.
рассказывал, описать то, как он с таким вот, да, с потерей слуха добивается того, чего не могут добиться даже здоровые, это, наверное, я конкретно.
Mark Schultz was the best wrestler to ever step foot in the octagon. There was Mark, but there was also his brother Dave. As brothers to both win gold medals, they were rock stars. So John E. DuPont of the DuPont family decides he wants to get into wrestling. He had a farm that he called Foxcatcher.
Yeah, a lot of bad stuff happened, you know. And Dave told DuPont he was going to leave Foxcatcher after the next Olympics. John DuPont pulled up to Dave's house, pulled out a gun, and shot him. John DuPont took my happiness from me.
UFC 9, Mark Schultz replacing Dave Benito, who broke his right hand in training.
He had some rage, with a good healthy dose of revenge in there. Like, I think he wanted blood.
I had that opportunity at UFC 9 to get my happiness back. And there's nothing you could do to stop me.